Beth, say hi.
Oh, I'm just smiling. Hello, welcome to Live at 5. I'm Beth Stevens.
I'm Paul Wontorek, and oh my God, somebody we really like and you really like is here today as our special guest.
Beautiful's Kara Lindsay, who is beautiful.
Beautiful, the Carole King musical.
Sorry.
Get it right, Beth.
Sorry.
Don't you know it's one of those long titles?
But Cynthia Weil has a very big part.
But first we have some buzz. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
I love when you do that. So, Kinky Boots has some new stars coming in.
Yeah.
Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
I love when a show
More
gets
pop
new
stars.
stuff. New pop stars. So Jake Shears from Scissor Sisters, which is hard to say fast, as Charlie Price. Kirsten Maldonado from Pentatonics as Lauren. And Jay Harrison G, who was Lola before, is returning. All of this is on January 8th, and that's just fantastic. Kinky Boots is starting the year fresh.
The show that keeps on going.
Yes. Oh, wait.
And
Are
what
you
did
ready?
Jake Shears say?
Are you ready? He's so cute, right? He said, "Believe it or not, they're going to be the first stilettos I've ever worn. My feet are so big, I've never seen a pair that would actually fit me," which means two things. It means that he's gone shoe shopping for stilettos before, now we know.
Scissor Sisters. I mean,
Right.
There's a lot of that.
Right. And it means that he's going to be in a lot of pain in January. So that's what's going on. Also, there's going to be a cast album for Escape to Margaritaville. This will be released on February 16th. So a lot of things to look forward to in the new year. The first preview date. That's what it is. It's being recorded in Chicago, and it's now running at the Oriental Theater from 11/9. That's today. Is that today?
What? It starts tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Through December 2nd, starring, of course, Paul Alexander Nolan and Alison Luff and Lisa Howard and Eric Peterson, just so many good people. And you saw it?
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
So we're getting an early review
Sneak
from Paul
peek.
Wontorek.
I was in Houston, not Houston. New Yorkers might call it Houston. I was in the city of Houston last week, and I saw Escape to Margaritaville, and oh my God, it is so much fun.
Is it fun?
It's like
Did
I
you
was
have a
actually
margarita
I do
beforehand?
not know the music. I only know the song Margaritaville, which is a great song. End of Act 1. Paul Nolan nails it. But you know, there's the cheeseburger. So there's all this great stuff. But you're gonna all fall in love with the show next year. But I do want to say I want to give a little shout out to Ryan Redmond,
Former vlogger.
former Broadway.com vlogger from Bring It On, who we love. She's been here before. But Ryan was on when I saw it as Tammy. Well, she was on all week in Houston because Lisa Howard had the week off. It was like a prearranged thing. Mm-hmm. And I just want to give a shout out to Ryan Redmond. She was fantastic. And
Lisa Howard is also
and her
fantastic.
mom was there. Her mom's adorable. I've met her mom before. Anyway,
That's very sweet.
So congratulations to Ryan. But she's always in the show's ensemble and she covers the role. But
Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
it's a really fun show. I want to talk about La Jolla Playhouse. Can we?
Okay. I mean, if you want to.
So La Jolla Playhouse is a fancy theater because a lot of their shows come to Broadway. I mean, like Come From Away, Junk, Escape to Margaritaville, they all played La Jolla. We could name many, many shows from the past.
Christopher Ashley is the artistic director, and he just won a Tony
So it's
Award.
kind of a big deal when they announced their season because it's like, well, these might be like, you know, shows that we're going to see on Broadway.
Yeah.
Robert Askins, remember him? He wrote Hand to God, which was that crazy play about
Tyrone the puppet.
The crazy puppet, Tyrone, that whole thing. So we've been waiting for his new play, and now we have it, and he is not disappointing with the description of it.
Oh boy.
It is called The Squirrels, and Beth, it's about squirrels.
No, it's not.
According to the description,
What do you mean squirrel?
in the squirrels,
Like
winter
cats?
is on the way, and the squirrels are restless. Mistrust is growing between the gray squirrels, who enjoy a rich cachet of nuts, and the outcast, hungry fox squirrels. When a wily outsider ignites a savage war, consequences are catastrophic. Kara Lindsay might be good in this. I could see her as a squirrel.
This sounds really
Also on the
this sounds
schedule,
like a big metaphor.
I mean, yes. Also on the schedule, Seize the King by Will Power. It's a Richard III redo. The Year to Come by Lindsay Ferrantino, who did that Ugly Lies to Bone.
The Roundabout.
Yeah, Roundabout. And Queens by Martina Majock.
Mayock. Who did that show at MTC last year.
But there's more La Jolla connected news.
Oh.
You know who I miss like hell? Daphne Rubin Vega.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Miss you like hell, girl. And the reason why I'm saying that is because she's in the new musical Miss You Like Hell, which premiered at La Jolla last year, and now it's coming to the public theater for a run March 20th through May 6th. It's by Chiara Alegria Hudes,
Pulitzer Prize winner.
In the Heights writer also, and Erin McKeon, I think it's pronounced, and Lear de Bessonet is directing it.
She's a great director.
And this is like I'm really excited for this show because they released a lot of videos when it was at La Jolla, and the music sounds really cool. And Daphne plays Beatrice, An undocumented immigrant there's threatened that she might be getting deported, and she has a teenage daughter, and she goes on a road trip. And Giselle Jimenez will be playing Olivia, her daughter, and I can't friggin' wait because I miss you like hell.
Okay, well, that was very well wrapped up, so thank you. Also on the site today, there's other stuff. So there's open night pictures of what we're up against. That's the Teresa Rebeck play with Skylar Aston and Krista Rodriguez and Marg Helgenberger. That's playing, by the way, through November 26th, so catch that uptown at the WP Theater. We have open night picture of Office Hour, which is a new play by Julia Cho at the Public. Sincerely Me, episode 7 with Will Rowland. We could do a deep dive into his closet. That's what it's about.
Okay.
The Stranger Things kids.
It's like a HGTV kind of thing, like a
You
clean
just
house.
I can't
What
give
is
any
this?
more today. I can't give any more away. The Stranger Things kids, hard to say. Sing Motown.
It's not that hard to say, Beth. Stranger Things
for me.
kids.
It's been a long day. And side by my favorite little Broadway guy, John.
That's
Cariani.
a very Susan Blackwell thing you just
I
said.
like him so much. He's in the band's visit.
Speaking of John Cariani, the
you're
band's
into
visit opens tonight. Like Matt Roden just headed over there to do the Red Carpet Challenge. But that's not the only exciting thing happening on Broadway tonight.
But it's a big one.
Uma Thurman is back on Broadway as the Parisian Woman.
She's making her Broadway debut.
Broadway debut, you're right. She's
Yeah.
only been off Broadway.
Yeah.
That's happening tonight. Adam Kaplan is joining the cast of Kara Lindsay just gasped.
She's having a
He's
Newsies
joining
moment.
the cast of A Bronx Tale as...
Calogero.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And also, I'm not trying to say one thing's more important than the other, but oh my God, Once on This Island is back on Broadway.
You're not
starting
trying to, but-
tonight. One of my top 5 musicals ever. I can't friggin' wait. There might be live animals in it. So excited. That's
Like
happening
squirrels?
tonight too.
Are you bringing
Maybe
back-
some squirrels. Michael Arden's a very creative man. Anyway, that's
Wow.
it.
That's a lot. We will be right back with beautiful, the Carole King musicals, Kara Lindsay.
Broadway's Come From Away is a Best Musical winner all across North America. This stirring and inspiring musical takes you to a place you never want to leave. Celebrate the best of humankind and the best in all of us at Come From Away, the remarkable true story of the small town that welcomed the world.
You got to get up every morning.
For Carole King, finding the top of the charts was easy. Finding her own voice was beautiful. Beautiful, the Carole King musical.
Welcome back, maybe again.
I know, we're confused.
I'm Beth Stevens. We're live at 5 with Kara Lindsay from Beautiful, the Carole King musical, which I will now
Hello.
say the whole thing all the time. How are
have
you?
to. I'm so good. It's good to see you. Thank you
is
for having me.
so good
I
to
said
see
that
you.
before, but I don't know if it was heard.
I know, we had a little bit of a little technical moment, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. We love having
That's
you
part
here.
of live.
Because
Thank
I
you.
feel like you're part of the Broadway.com family.
I feel like
Probably
it
because your
too.
vlog was so popular when you were in Wicked.
It was so fun. I was so nervous when you guys asked me. I'm like, I don't know, and then it was so
And
much
you
fun.
nailed it.
No,
So that was back when Kara was in Wicked. She did something called Think Pink. And we learned a lot about her love of peanut butter and calling Kathy Fitzgerald grandma. But
Granny.
Granny.
I
Oh my
saw her
God,
last
Granny.
Saturday.
Granny.
Yeah.
But now you are playing a very different character. I don't
sort
think
of similar, but not. Yeah.
What's similar between
Well, they're blonde.
Glinda and Cynthia Wilde? They're blonde.
They're blonde, and
and they sing.
They sing. Cynthia's not soprano, so that's kind of a nice break. But she's funny and witty, and I think Glinda's-
Sophisticated.
She's sophisticated, and she has a mature energy. That's different than
Glinda.
Glinda, who's very youthful,
A little flighty.
a little flighty and flaky, and
Depending on who's playing
she's
her.
a croissant. No, she's equally funny in her own way, and so it's interesting. You know, the first few shows, I was like, I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know, like playing
Because
these
if
youthful
you don't have a
parts.
wand, you just don't know what's going on. Is that what's happening?
I'm like, may I have a sparkly wand? Thank you. No, I think I am generally, I have a youthful energy in life. I think I walk around as a 16-year-old. So it's really, it's been a wonderful challenge to play this earthy, quick-witted woman.
She seems very self-possessed. She knows who she is.
She knows who she is. She's confident and she's fearless. And those are all the things that I'm not. So getting to play
so you booked
that
this role because
I'm a good pretender. I know. I think, you know, like putting on those costumes and putting on, presenting yourself in a certain way makes you feel something differently. So I wore this red dress and put red lipstick on and put heels on
even
for
as
my
you
audition.
said that, your posture got
Yeah,
straighter.
you know, it makes you feel differently. I think costumes really inform your character, and Cynthia Weil has these this incredible wardrobe, which once I wore those, I really felt like her. So, and same with Glinda. It's the same way.
One's
you know?
a ball gown. One is
Ball
more of a-
gown, pencil skirt.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So tell me about the real Cynthia Weil. Have you talked to her? Because it
haven't.
must be weird playing a real person.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's.
Did you look at archival footage? Have you spoken
Oh yeah.
to her?
Oh, in fact, I went in for this role when it first began. You know, when one of the first readings, and I looked up a bunch of pictures of her, and she was wearing pants and like a cute blouse. So I wore pants and a cute blouse. But that's
Smart.
definitely very Carole King. So I was not in the right vein, you know. But then seeing the show, she's wearing all these skirts. She's a fashionista. So
She just seems to be someone who is giving us a different vibe to that era than Carole King, who's kind of more insecure and more...
yes, exactly.
A different vibe completely.
Yeah, it's sort of like they're the quintessential version of themselves. So yes, you know, Cynthia doesn't wear pencil skirts all the time. I mean, yeah.
But
So-
what a talented woman that
I
you're
know,
playing.
she's incredible. And I did tweet, you know, I tagged her in a tweet, and she responded, and I was like, oh my God. I felt like I had a conversation with her. But I guess she is really involved, and like she will respond to whatever, and she's lovely, and
So you
I would
have
love
not
to
met her
meet
yet?
No, I haven't, but I've
Would
heard
you be
amazing.
nervous too?
I'm nervous around any celebrity because I think they're incredible, and Cynthia Weil's a legend, so I would definitely be nervous. And I'd
you'd
be
have
so
some
excited.
questions for her, right?
I'd have lots of questions. I'd be like, am I talking like you? Is this what you look like and sound like? I don't know. Probably not. I'm trying. But yeah, she inspires me. It's fun because like a lot of these roles that I'm playing, they inspire me as Kara to be a better person and to be more confident or whatever, you know, their traits are. I try to be like that. It's really cool to play these strong women.
You are a Broadway role model. I will say that. It's a true thing. It's a true thing.
That is
It's
bull
true.
crap. That's very sweet. Thank
Well,
you,
we'll
Beth.
tell our story in a second, but I was
Okay.
going to say, how does it feel to go into a show where you just know all the music?
Oh
Just
my
naturally,
gosh.
just from living your life in this world.
I know, that is really cool. I mean, that's like, it's sort of like, that's a challenge because everybody knows it. So if you mess up, they gonna know. However, I don't have to sing that much in the show, and because you do know it, you just trust that it's in your body. You've heard these songs before. I've heard my mom singing them. Like I've heard them.
Right.
They're very popular
out there.
songs. They're out there. Everybody knows them. But it's sort of like singing the national anthem. Like if you mess up the words, everybody knows it.
Carole King is so much like the national anthem. We're learning a lot.
Way better.
She's way better. She is. All right, we have so many questions, but before
Oh,
that, I
God.
want to thank you again because about 6 months ago, I brought my daughter to see Wicked
Oh, that's right. That
on
was
her
so
7th
fun.
birthday, and she got to go
Aw,
backstage. And
that's
this
right.
year, not to be so personal, but this year, like about a week ago,
She was so sweet.
she had to write a story for school, and she wrote my Wicked birthday, and that was the story.
Wicked birthday. That's
Wicked birthday, yes.
That's
And you
so
put glitter
cool.
on her, you know.
Oh yeah,
You know,
that's
because you got to
very
get rid of that
important.
glitter.
Yeah, there's a lot of glitter. Oh my God,
Oh
I
my God.
woke up.
But that's
with
what I
it,
mean, you're a
like,
Broadway
everywhere.
role model. I wouldn't bring
Aw.
my 7-year-old to everyone in
No.
Broadway, but I won't name names.
Well, Wicked's a good.
Oh my God, there's so many questions. I'm just like, what?
Oh,
is going
hi.
on? Hello, Facebook Live people. Welcome. There's so many questions, and of course we have to talk about Newsies because Kara Lindsay's here. They all love you. They all
I love
you.
you.
Here, Chelsea asks a
Thanks
nice
for
general
watching.
fun question. What's the best thing about performing on Broadway?
Best thing, I think it's the community. Broadway is a huge family, and it's so cool to be able to support each other. You know, we go and see each other in other shows, and I think it's the support system. It's beautiful. And right now we're doing Broadway Cares, so we're collecting money for Broadway Cares, and just doing that as a family. We're such a unit, and I think that it's so fun to be a part of that. I never thought I always wanted to be, and it's so cool to get to be that. And it's a very loving environment. And I think that's the best part, is becoming a family.
Yeah, people really take care of each other on Broadway.
Yeah.
Oh, people love Think Pink. Thank you all. Thank you all.
That was fun.
Rose is asking if you miss Newsies.
I do, but it's always a part of me, and it's so cool that it's been immortalized.
Yeah,
you
the
know,
film.
it's a movie now. It's so cool. I mean, it changed. Newsies changed my life, and it was my Broadway debut, and so many of ours, and we're all so very, very grateful for it. And
Once you're a Newsies, you're always a Newsie.
you are, you really are. In fact, sorry, it just echoed when I did that. I'm so loud. In fact, we spend Thanksgiving together often. Like, I'm
There's a
spending
Newsie Thanksgiving?
We had done it since we were in Newsies, because it was the first time, well, I was working during the holidays, and I was like, what? You don't get to go home? So our
don't get
company
a week
manager
off.
at the time, what?
You don't get a week
Oh,
off.
no, you don't get
it.
We
Stop.
work when everybody else doesn't. That's how it works.
That's true.
Yeah. So we all had a Thanksgiving, and it's not the same people every year. It's sort of changed a bit, but it's still some of them. Like, I'm going to be with Thane Jasperson and
so
Eduardo
nice.
Castro, who was the company manager at the time for Newsies, and yeah. it'll be fun.
I'm
And
happy
Aaron
to hear
Obama.
that the Newsies family still gets together for the holidays.
Yeah, and any other Newsies, if you want to come over, come over.
George is asking, are there any shows you would love to star opposite Kevin on Broadway? Kevin Massey, your
Kevin,
husband.
my husband. Oh my gosh, we think about that sometimes. We're like, what shows could we do together? We think
Could he
about,
go into Beautiful?
Yeah, he could. He would be a great Barry man.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he a hypochondriac like Barry Man?
No,
the
I
character.
am.
The character.
I
You
am
are
very much.
Really?
Yeah, I always tell Ben Jacoby, I'm like, God, when you talk, because I just got over a sinus infection, and he has this first little monologue talking about his symptoms, and I was like, yeah, I'm feeling that too. And then I have to give him this judgy response, but I'm like, inside, I'm like, I feel that way too.
So you're more of a Barry than a Cynthia in real life.
Yeah.
Just like you're more of an Elphaba in real life, you always say, than
Yeah.
a Glinda. So
I-
you're always playing the wrong part, basically.
But maybe the right ones, because,
Yeah.
I
You can
don't
play
know.
the opposite of what you
play
are.
the opposite?
'Cause you're a
I
good
guess.
pretender.
It's the things I want to be.
The things you want to be.
Yeah.
I love
so that
it.
I pretend to be it. Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know.
Oh, everyone's just saying they love you.
I love
They
you
love
guys.
you.
That's so
Oh,
sweet.
this is a good question. Peyton's
Okay.
asking, what is your favorite outfit to wear as Cynthia?
Oh,
Love the costumes.
I know. I think
She is the fashionista of the show.
It's so cool. It's so fun.
And so is Glinda.
I know. I don't know. I mean, Kara wears Target and Forever 21, so I don't know. I shouldn't announce that, but I did.
You're very comfortable here.
I'm very
It's fine. It's fine.
comfortable in my cheapness.
But you always look great.
Thank you. I think I really love that burgundy dress. I love reds. I think that, and I wore a red dress for my audition for Cynthia, because it makes me feel a certain way. You know, it's sassy, it's sexy, it's strong, it's confident. So I like
burgundy
wearing the
number.
burgundy number. I like
That's a
that
good one.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy's asking, did Anika Larsen, who originated the role of Cynthia Wilde, give you any
Love
advice
her.
before you went on?
No, I should have asked.
It's
But
not too late.
It's not too late. I should ask her. But I love her. I'm such a fan
Oh,
of her.
yeah.
Her voice is unbelievable, and she's hilarious. And I've followed her career, and I think she's incredible. But so it's cool.
So there's
I'm
no-
actually
she didn't
wearing
get-
some of
It would be a
her.
little presumptuous for her to give you advice unless you asked.
Yeah, I guess
I'd be
so.
like, by the way, here, let me give
But
you some
Anika,
tips.
please give me some advice, because I
Text
want to
me
be
now.
like you.
Text me now.
Yeah.
Mace is asking, do you have any advice for auditions? And you say that you're a nervous person, that you have a little stage fright sometimes.
Ask
I've
Tim
heard
Marshall.
this. Ask your agent.
I am definitely a nervous Nelly in auditions, because it's because we care. We want to do well. It's
How,
it's,
give me the scale. Give me the range of your nervousness. Are you throwing up beforehand, or are you just having jitters?
I'm vibrating across the room.
Lovely.
I'm I'd like to sing this song for you right now. It's like I got Parkinson's.
Oh my God.
I mean,
But do you have it before you go on, or is that just an audition
No,
thing?
before I go on too. But I mean, the more I do that, the more I get comfortable. It's more like the first few times that I get really nervous. But sometimes you have to use it. I try to channel it in a good way.
And you're playing this confident character. so you
Yeah,
can't
but
really
they
show
want
that.
something, and that's if you use the energy for good, I think it can pay off. It's when you think about that nervous energy as something bad.
Yeah,
And
you
when
have to
I start
control
to be
your
like, oh
thoughts.
God, I'm shaking and this is bad, and if they see that, then they're going to think I'm nervous. If I think about like what I'm wanting from the other person that I'm in the scene with, and I'm nervous because I want them to do this so badly, I don't know, something like that. That helps me, but it's just therapying yourself.
Therapying.
You know, and it's not heart surgery. Nobody's going to die. And I try to just have fun. And even if I'm nervous, I just try to like close my eyes and remember that this is what I love
just
to
Broadway.
do. And
That's all.
it's
just
Broadway. It's so cool.
That has
it's
two
supposed
sides
to
to
be
it.
fun.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to be fun, guys. Relax.
I know. I'm telling
everyone's-
myself this, so you're not alone.
What? Oh, someone's saying that they love your song in Newsies.
Oh,
Oh,
my song.
Your song.
Yeah, I wrote
Melissa's
it, not
asking-
Alan Menken.
No, not Alan. Who? I don't know that guy.
Jack Beltman.
Melissa's asking, what was it like to work with so many different Elphabas?
Oh, it's
All
awesome.
your green girls.
Everybody's so different. I think that's the coolest part is, you know, it's the same role, it's the same lines, same songs, but they sound and say everything so differently. And it's just because we're different humans. It's not that one person is better than the other. You know, you think about that sometimes, like when you're going in for these auditions, you're hearing the same people over and over again sing the same things or say the same things. But we're all entirely different people with different energy and different hearts. And
How many green girls did you have?
I think it was 13, 14.
A lot.
Yeah, I took a picture with each one and I posted it on Instagram when I finished. Just like, because it was
These
so
are them,
cool. It
all
was
my
like so
girls.
much green. And because I think they're incredible. Some of them went on like in the middle of the show for the first time, Maddie Trumbull. The first time she went on mid-show right before Defying Gravity. And I think those people that do that are superheroes. I
Oh,
think I would
yeah.
have a panic attack, poop my pants, and leave.
Which would make for some interesting headlines on Broadway.com.
Yeah.
Okay, now if anyone watched Think Pink, then they know this about you. And Megan's asking your favorite peanut butter snack. She's obsessed with peanut butter.
I am. And actually, I haven't eaten as much of it.
We'll rectify that right now. Ladies and gentlemen.
I do. I love it. But I think now I have it in small doses because it's so much.
I
It's
wouldn't
so
think
heavy.
peanut butter is the thing to eat if you're going to sing.
It's more of an energy thing. Like
Oh,
for
I see.
Newsies, I couldn't eat very much because King of New York came out of nowhere, and I'm in this corset, and I have to put my leg to my face, and so I would just have like a little bit of peanut butter at intermission, and that was my thing all the time. And then Glinda was sort of the same.
You had
thing.
like 16 jars in your dressing room.
I did. Well, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
because
But
of the
then
vlog.
that was
probably.
also because that and also because people would come in and we'd have like little snacks and people would dip pretzels in my peanut butter or whatever. Like I shared it. It wasn't just me.
It was just you hoarding these jars of
God,
peanut
I'd be
butter.
like a ginormous.
No, but
person.
because you're friends with everyone in the cast. They come and visit you,
I lure people with food because I
Oh.
want friends.
and it works. She's sharing her trick. I love that. Lizzie is asking, how was
Hi,
it when you
Lizzie.
got the call that you landed the role in Newsies?
Oh, I was with my mom. This was before the Thanksgiving Day parade, so we were performing the Thanksgiving Day parade. We were performing King of New York there before Newsies came to Broadway, and we're like, well, why are we doing that if it's not coming to Broadway?
Haha, why
So,
are you indeed?
Yeah, so we're like, what's happening? And some of our agents were like trying to figure that out. And Tim called me, and I was home in Rochester, New York with my mom, and we were just like in our pajamas like
That's
early in the
great.
day because I was doing Christmas Carol there. And it was, I think it was a Friday or something, and we were just chilling out. And he called me and said, you know, it's coming to Broadway, so you'll be getting an offer soon, and just wanted to tell you that. That's why we're doing the Thanksgiving Day parade. And I was like, oh my God. And we're just jumping up and down. And it was like euphoria. Tears. Oh, my mom. Yes, definitely. My mom. I was just like overjoyed. I couldn't believe it. And also I was in Lone Star Love. That was the first job I did. And that was supposed to come to Broadway. And, you know, I knew the story of coming to Broadway and then not happening, you know. So I was like still.
Trying to temper it a
I was
little
like,
bit.
I'll believe it when I'm standing on the stage.
And what was
But-
it like when you stood on the stage for the first time on Broadway?
Awesome. And also, because I was feeling the same thing that like half of the cast was feeling
Because
in
so
terms
many
of all of us
debuts.
were making our debut. It was infectious. It was like we were vibrating up here. We were so excited, and that's something you dream about for so long, and then you get to do it.
Well, you get to do it.
Yeah.
everyone gets to do
Well,
it,
you
but
never
you
know.
certainly
I
did.
mean, sometimes dreams come true. So,
Oh.
yeah, you never know.
Sometimes they do. So sweet.
That thing is
Everyone's just telling you, stop looking at yourself. Everyone is.
It's like after. what I'm
This is a good question,
Okay.
Evelyn. What are your backstage rituals besides eating peanut butter? 'Cause we already know that one.
Right. I always keep my door open in my dressing room, so I just like to say hi to everybody. I don't want the first
Because you're an exhibitionist.
exhibitionist. Yes.
No, you're very friendly. You're very social.
I mean, I'm not. It's weird. I'm shy. I'm shy and not.
But you're luring them in with the food. So
I lure them in with food and keeping my door open and saying, if you want to come sit with me and talk with me, that's okay if you want to. But I love seeing people before we step foot on stage. I think our off-stage relationships really inform our on-stage relationships. So I love saying hi to people and just seeing them, and that's my main ritual all the time. But I also like do a little yoga stretches and like try to feel like I'm in my body instead of.
how is that translating to stepping into a show that's already running like Beautiful?
What do you
Like
mean?
meeting the company that may have already been together.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, I think. You know, I was the only new kid. I keep saying that. I'm like, I'm the new kid because I still don't know. Like, I was calling one of the prop guys Dave. His name is Dave, but I've been calling him Danny for about
That's not
4
a way to
weeks.
make friends.
4 weeks. Well, because I had a journal. Like, I wrote down everybody's names because
so
I don't want to
sweet.
forget. And because I mean, like, they're amazing, and I love being a part of
Well,
this
it's a
group.
whole
but-
company. It's not just the actors.
yeah, and I'm the
so
only
many people.
I'm pretty much the only one. There have been some new people, but I'm the newest new person. You know,
The new
so yeah. So I wrote down his name, and I even wrote it down wrong. I wrote Danny, and I'd been calling him Danny for 4 weeks. And then I heard Ben Jacoby say, "Hey, what's up, Dave?" I was like, "His name is Danny." He's like, "Nope, been here for 2 years. I'm pretty sure it's Dave." I was like, "Oh God, I've been calling." So I went up to him and I was like, "Why did you let me call you Danny for 4 weeks?" He's like, "You can call me Billy Bob." So they're
a
very
generous
nice. It was
person.
very sweet. So I've been calling him Danny Dave.
Danny Dave. Now you're going to be friends
Anyway,
for life.
I don't
friends for
remember
life.
what the
Okay.
question was.
I'm gonna zoom through a couple of questions really quickly because we have to
Okay,
get out of
sorry.
here. But
That's a long
basically,
question.
Kara
Answer.
gives me life.
Oh, that's
That's
so
just
nice.
one of the comments I think is very
You're
adorable.
so sweet.
Savannah's asking if there were any role that you could play, what would it be?
Any role?
Any role, anywhere.
Like in an already existing. I would love to do like, I don't know, a sitcom.
Oh yeah,
Like that would be really, really fun. I'd love to do that. That would be
a
cool.
TV thing.
Yeah.
A comedy.
A
You're so
comedy.
funny.
That would be fun.
You're very funny.
With Granny.
With Granny, with Kathy Fitzgerald. Peyton's asking, what do you love about Carole King?
Oh my gosh. I think she was so young. She was 16 and stepping into a man's world, you know, a man's business, and she was a composer, which was sort of unheard of for a tiny girl.
A teenager, yeah.
Yeah, a teenager. So I think she was fearless, but she didn't even know she was fearless. So I think just her brilliance and her confidence and everything about her. She just didn't even know how brilliant she was, I think, you know.
Probably for the best because she's so
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, so many questions. All right, I'm going to zoom through. We're going to
Okay,
speed
let's
round. Are you
speed.
ready? On-stage mishap.
Oh God, there's so many. I don't know in which one. I keep getting my heels caught in the tracks in this in Beautiful, like the tiny heels. That's fun.
You lose your shoe?
I have.
Good for you. When will you play Belle?
I don't know. I would love to. Anywhere. I don't know. North Carolina.
Favorite karaoke song?
Oh my God, I have a funny story about that. But when I was little, I sang Amazing Grace in a karaoke, which really brought down the house.
Yeah, that's
Terrible.
Not the best choice.
I don't really have karaoke songs, obviously. That's my answer.
Oh my God. Favorite song to sing in concert?
Anything Alan Menken. Anything.
Oh, that guy
I've always
again.
been a Disney geek, so.
Favorite new musical?
Oh, well, I mean, I've been obsessed with Dear Evan Hansen. Like, I mean, it's not really new anymore, but it's still new.
Still new.
My friend Crystal and Lloyd is in it, and we were roommates in college, and I love it.
I love that I said lightning round and you started to like get excited.
I know.
Like, where's
Well,
the
I thought it was
buzzer?
gonna be fast,
Yeah.
so I put my hands on my hips and I leaned forward.
Favorite show to binge watch?
TV
this-
show?
Well, I assume you're not going to binge watch Broadway.
Well, I guess not. I just finished watching Stranger Things with my husband, and this second season is so intense. I don't do well with scary things. It was very scary. But those kids are amazing and very, very talented. And
I love that you did something you were terrified to do.
I don't know.
If you could
I think I'm
gender
scared of
bend-
everything.
If you could gender bend a role, which would it be?
Oh, I don't know.
Just say Jack Kelly.
Oh, that'd be
Just say
fun.
Jack Kelly.
Hamilton.
Oh, all right.
Except I can't rap, but that'd be fun.
You could learn.
Aaron Burr.
Favorite Disney
Sir.
movie?
But favorite Disney movie? Well, Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
It always has been. But second to that is Little Mermaid, because we would watch it every Christmas. I don't know why. It's not Christmassy at all, but we did.
And what show would you like to do with Granny? That's Kathy Fitzgerald, who's in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
She could be in Beautiful.
As Carol's mom?
Yeah.
I'm like, as what? As Jerry Goffin?
As Carol King. As Cynthia Weil. No, I don't know. Maybe a new musical. We'll do a new play together. Or play.
Or just anything.
Anything.
Just hanging out together.
Just hanging out.
Kara Lindsay, you are a delight.
Oh, you're
Thank
a delight.
you for coming by.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
for being
me.
on Broadway still. We want you to always be there.
Oh, I would love
Except
to.
for when you do your sitcom.
Okay. We'll just put that out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, go see Beautiful, the Carole King musical, with this lady, Kara Lindsay. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks for having me.